Welcome to the Rewire and Thrive podcast. I am your host, Laura Stiles, clinical hypnotherapist and parent coach at the Mindful Generation. You're in the right place if you're ready to transform your mind, break cycles, and reclaim your power for a life of purpose and freedom. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to Rewire and Thrive. I hope you're doing well. I am feeling good today as the sun made an appearance and it was blue skies and it just felt like there was a hint of spring in the air. So I don't know about you, but I have just been so craving the more spring-like weather. The winter months can feel heavy, emotionally and physically. So even the smallest signs of brighter days ahead feel like such a gift. So had a lovely long morning walk this morning, and it was just a little reminder that change is always happening. And just like the seasons shift, so can we. So today, let's talk about the juggle. So if you feel like you are constantly spinning 100 plates, constantly juggling all the things and wondering if you're even doing a good job at any of them, then this episode is for you. This topic is what I talk about daily. I know that there are ways to move through with more ease, more calm, and dare I say it, less overwhelm. So today I'm sharing my 5 best tips for managing the juggle in a way that aligns with what I teach my clients and what I practice myself. So here we go. Tip 1. Regulate before you navigate. Now, one of the biggest mistakes we make as busy mums is trying to fix or figure out things from a place of dysregulation. When we're overwhelmed, our nervous system is in survival mode, and our brain is not designed to make rational, long-term decisions in that state. So before you tackle your to-do list, or before you react to that frustrating email, before you respond to your child's meltdown, unless the situation is unsafe, of course, take a moment to regulate yourself. Whether that's a few deep belly breaths, a quick round of EFT tapping, or simply popping outside and getting your feet onto the grass. The goal is to shift your nervous system out of fight or flight and into a place where you can respond rather than react. Try this today. Before jumping into problem-solving mode, pause and regulate first. Notice how different everything feels when you do. Tip 2. The power of micro moments. So many people believe that self-care has to be this huge thing, like spa days, long baths, or an hour-long meditation practice. And while those are wonderful, they're not always realistic. But here's what is. Micro moments of self-regulation throughout the day. Tiny check-ins with yourself. Some people call them glimmers. A deep stretch while waiting for the kettle to boil, or standing outside for a minute and feeling the fresh air on your skin. Shaking off tension after a stressful call. These tiny resets, when done consistently, help prevent burnout and keep your nervous system balanced. So what's one micro moment of self-care you can weave into today? Tip number 3. Boundaries are not a luxury, they are a necessity. This one is a total game changer. So many working mums struggle with boundaries, whether it's with work, kids, family, or even themselves. But here's the thing, boundaries are an act of self-care and self-respect. They protect your energy, your time, and your mental well-being. That might look like saying no to an extra work commitment, hiding your phone away and setting a timer for focused work so you don't end up scrolling, or explaining to your partner and kids that you need 10 minutes of quiet time before dinner, and then taking a brief walk to get space if you haven't had it for days. Boundaries aren't selfish, they are essential. So my challenge to you this week is to set one small boundary that protects your time or energy and just see how it feels. Tip 4. Releasing mum guilt. Ah, yes, good old mum guilt. It sneaks in everywhere and it can be really horrible when that guilt or shame comes up. But here's what I want you to remember. guilt is just a conditioned response. It's a belief that's been wired into you over time. And just like any belief, it can be rewired. One of my favourite ways to do this is obviously through hypnosis and EFT tapping, both of which help to shift deep-seated patterns and reprogram your subconscious mind. Because actually, you deserve to take care of yourself, and you deserve to thrive and not just survive. And when you start to believe that on a deep level, everything shifts. If you're not sure how to do this, check out the episode prior to this one. It's my Hypnosis for Mum Guilt episode. Listen to that every night for a month and just see the difference. Tip 5. Anchor your evenings for a smoother day ahead. One of the best ways to set yourself up for a more manageable, less chaotic day is having a calm evening routine. And no, I don't mean a crazy 10-step self-care ritual. It's just something small that anchors your nervous system before bed. That could be using a magnesium spray on your feet, which, by the way, is incredible for improving sleep and immune function. Journaling for 5 minutes. Just free writing is quite nice. Or listening to a hypnosis track. The key is to create a bedtime rhythm that signals your body and mind that it's time to slow down and reset. Try to stop any bedtime scrolling and get into a habit of having no screen time at least 1 hour before bed. I also highly recommend an orange or red bedtime light. So I invested in one of these, the sunrise alarm clocks, and we now only use the orange one in the evenings now. It helps to support your circadian rhythm, so it signals to our brain that it's evening, and it promotes the production of melatonin, and that's the sleep hormone. It's important because it helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle. It supports better sleep, improves mood, cognitive function, and even metabolic and immune health. Oh, and if bedtime routines with your kids is a battle in your house, I have got something that can help, but I'll come back to that in a minute. So I will wrap it up, as I think I've covered off the most manageable tips here today. There's plenty more I could talk about, but I wanted to keep it to just 5 manageable and achievable things for busy mums. So I hope this episode has given you some practical and doable shifts that you can start implementing right away. And if bedtime struggles are something that you'd love to smooth out, check out my Bedtime Bliss bundle. For just £7, you'll get a collection of powerful tools, including audios, guides, printable affirmations, and an EFT demo that you can do with your child. None of it is overwhelming and long-winded. It's all easily digestible and actually quite fun. And it makes evenings calmer and easier. It's been tried and tested, and I know you'll love it. I have had some feedback from people saying the bedtime hypnosis sleep story for their child was just wonderful, and it worked a treat. They just conked out. So if you are also craving more connection and support from other ambitious mums who just get it, come and join in at The Village. It's my free private Facebook community where you'll find a safe space, resources and like-minded mums navigating the same challenges. I'll pop a link in the show notes. And finally, if you are ready to go deeper and truly transform how you feel in your day-to-day, let's chat. I offer both 4-week and 12-week programs designed to support you in regulating your nervous system, rewiring limiting beliefs, and creating a life that feels lighter with no stress. You can book a free discovery call using the link in the show notes, and I'd love to hear your story and see how I can support you. Thank you so much for being here today. I've loved this episode. I know it's another short and sweet one, but I'd be super grateful if you could share it with another mum who might need to hear it. And if you do have a moment, leaving a review or 5 stars would help me so much in spreading this message to more incredible women like you. Sending so much love, and I will see you next week. We have an awesome guest next week, so tune in then. Bye.